Okay, so I never make two videos in one day, but of course I was gone yesterday and, of course that's when, something really exciting like this happens. So yeah, Nintendo officially announced their plans to develop a live-action film based on the beloved Legend of Zelda franchise. The film will be produced by Shigeru Miyamoto, who is the creator of the Zelda games, very well-respected man, and veteran Hollywood producer Avi Arad, and I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. And it looks like he has worked on films such as the Spider-Man series and the upcoming Borderlands movie. And then also Wes Ball will be also working very closely with this project. Looks like he was the most notably known for being the director of the Maze Runner trilogy, which I remember that trilogy. It kind of got mixed reviews. But, then again, you could blame kind of like the book series as being responsible for some of that. And not so much, the people making the movie. So I wouldn't look too much into that. A lot of people I'm seeing, pointing that out and saying, oh no, he worked on the Maze Runner trilogy. Oh, this movie isn't going to be good. I wouldn't look too much into that. Interestingly enough, Nintendo and Sony Pictures Entertainment will co-finance the film, with Nintendo holding the majority of the financial stake. This marks a significant expansion of Nintendo's presence in the film industry, following the monumental success of their animated Super Mario Bros. Movie earlier this year, which by the way now holds the title of most sales in an opening weekend for an animated film, as well as highest grossing film based on a video game. So yeah, monumental success. So I'm sure that Nintendo is not taking that lightly. They are definitely going all in on the whole movie thing. They are probably really wanting The Legend of Zelda to do just as good, if not better, than the Mario movie, especially since Zelda is probably, more story-focused, story-driven, kind of has more lore to it than the Mario series, which is a lot more simple. While the Mario series is definitely more successful than the Legend of Zelda series in terms of sales and profit, the Zelda franchise has captivated players for over 3 decades, selling over 130 million units worldwide. And the most recent game, Tears of the Kingdom, was a critical and commercial success, selling 10 million copies in its first 3 days on sale. Now, one thing I want to point out, and maybe the first thing that I thought of when I saw that this film is going to be live action, is this. So live action, I'm sure you know this, but live action means, it's filmed in real life with real people, as opposed to something like the Super Mario Bros. Movie that is animated. It's cartoon, it's all, drawn and everything. So that kind of puts a wrench in a lot of people's theory that Nintendo is going to have a Nintendo Cinematic Universe for all of their future movies. Kind of like how they had the Marvel Cinematic Universe, right? With Spider-Man and Iron Man, all the Avengers. They've got their own separate movies, and then they come together in the Avengers movies. A lot of people, myself included, thought that they were going to start doing that with Nintendo movies, with the first one being the Mario movie earlier this year. And don't get me wrong, that still could happen, that still could be true, but this definitely throws a wrench in it because this is going to be live action. So there really wouldn't be, at least I couldn't really think that it would work, that there would eventually be, like a crossover of some sort here in an Avengers style movie. I'm definitely thinking far ahead into the future here. So I don't know, maybe they could still do this, just not with The Legend of Zelda, or maybe eventually down the road, they would do like an animated Legend of Zelda movie and then cross that over into the Nintendo Cinematic Universe. It could definitely happen. Like the example that comes to my mind is like the 2 GameCube Legend of Zelda games, Wind Waker and Twilight Princess. So Twilight Princess is definitely more live action-y. It definitely looks more real, whereas Wind Waker is very cartoonish. My point being, Legend of Zelda definitely, the series itself, they definitely have experimented with many different art styles. They've gone realistic and they've gone very cartoonish and kind of have gone in the middle as well. So I definitely won't rule it out that at some point they still could do this Nintendo Cinematic Universe if they're not already planning on it. And having Link and Zelda and all of them involved in it, maybe they would just sometime down the road make a more animated cartoon style movie. Those are just my thoughts anyway. I really want the Nintendo Cinematic Universe to happen. I think it'd be like really cool. But yeah, very, very big news. This was just announced about 24 hours ago and already the internet's kind of going crazy over it. And I don't blame them. This is a great series. A lot of great stories have been told in all of their games. There's a lot of lore in it. The art style is always beautiful and it's just begging to be made into a movie. I think the fact that Shigeru Miyamoto is working on it says a lot. He's very well respected. Pretty much everything he touches in Nintendo just kind of turns to gold. So I have great confidence in this film. I think it's going to really, really be good. Now the question on my mind is, in terms of sales, in terms of profit, will it beat the Super Mario Bros. Movie? I think it could.